files, you make it all worthwhile. Yeah, there's a deep track from the past there. Let me get my coffee and we'll get into it. Coffee from Panera Bread today. It's actually pretty good. Not as good as my homemade coffee, but better than Starbucks. Not that that's saying a whole lot. I've always said Starbucks is average but consistent. It's good but nothing special. But if you're on the road, some of these little coffee shops make a much better cup, but sometimes they make a much worse cup. Depends what time of the day you get there, how long it's sat in the carafe. Sometimes it's even sitting on the heating pad, which is terrible. You know, that's what I want. I want a cup of coffee that's been cooking on the frickin' heating pad for 3 hours. I don't know where I get off on these rants. We got a ball game to play today. I'm doing better, Ernest. Thank you and hello. Yeah, I got worse Thursday night. And then Friday I got my prescription refilled, so I'm on another round of steroids. So they're kicking in nicely. So I feel pretty good today. Hopefully this is going to do it. Welcome to Clinton and Jim as well. Used to have coffee with JP5. I don't know what JP5 is, but it sounds like it could get you going. Hello, Mike. Welcome. June the 24th in our 1966 full season replay. It's the White Sox at the Yankees. The Yankees have lost 4 in a row. Not much of a surprise considering they're 22-42 overall, the worst record in baseball. The White Sox will send lefty Juan Pizarro to make matters even worse for the Yankees. Pizarro making his 7th of what would be only 9 starts that year. Then he goes back to the bullpen, I guess. Seems like he's one of their better starters. In the replay, he's 4-2, 3.61, 6 starts, 1 complete game. He's worked 5 games in relief. Just 42 1/3 innings so far. Jim Bouton goes for the Yankees, and he's been their most consistent pitcher all year. 3-2 with a 3.26. 5 starts. He completed 1 of them. That was a shutout. And he's worked 12 games out of the pen, 61 innings, 56 hits allowed, 15 walks, 34 strikeouts. So other than reliever Steve Hamilton, Bouton has been the best pitcher on the Yankees staff. And welcoming in Colin. Hello, Colin. Yeah, Clint, your Red Sox are ahead of somebody. They're ahead of a couple, I think. Hello there, Barbara. Wow, we got a good crowd filing in today. Since you brought it up, I'm going to take a quick look at the standings. Where are the Red Sox? Well, you're not far wrong. They're in 9th. So, yeah, the Yankees are the only team behind the Red Sox. You must have known that. I had to look it up. Well, that's the pitching. Or rather, I should say, that's your starting pitchers. Let's go ahead and give you the White Sox lineup and we can get started. Ken Berry finally has worked his way into the leadoff spot. He's been swinging a hot bat all year, mostly from the 8th spot. Tommy Agee in center field, the rookie sensation. Don Buford at third base. John Romano, the catcher, bats cleanup. Floyd Robinson is in right field. Jerry Adair will play second base. Tom McCraw at first. Lee Elia is the shortstop, hitting eighth, and Pizarro hits ninth. Thursday night, I actually took a turn for the worse, Barbara. That was after seeing the doctor, and I probably should have gone Thursday evening and gotten my prescription. But anyway, I got it Friday morning, so I'm on my second round of steroids. And I'm feeling good today. I actually went out and parked at the parking lot and walked to Panera from Lowe's. I had a coupon for a freebie. One of those half and half thing. I'd never done one of those, but they gave me a free coupon for one. I had to ask the gal what it is or what it was, so I didn't go through the drive-thru. But I felt it was the first time I walked any distance without being instantly out of breath, so that was a good sign. Ben is stocked and hunkered down. Hello, Ben. Max has the Yankees. You got to be shitting me, Jim. Somebody, and I wish I could give credit where credit is due, sent me a link to a great YouTube video about what happened to the Yankees in '66. Basically, the year they just fell off the table, although it began in '65. Yes, I got the French onion soup, which I haven't had a French onion soup in I don't know how, in a long, long time, and it was really good. Now, it's not for everybody, but I'm definitely, my personal belief is you can't have too much onion and you can't have too much garlic in anything. Colin was -4. What? Hi, Bill. How you doing? You're -4 of what? And Clinton was all of 11. I'm not getting a lot of this. I must be reading these out of context, I guess. And I'll tell you what, looking at the Yankees, and I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but every time I write this lineup in, Boyer should be playing third base and Tresh should be in the outfield. Why didn't they just keep Ruben Amaro on the team and play him at short? Or barring that, bring up Jerry Kenny from Double-A. Maybe he was too young, but he was up the following year. Might not have hit much, but neither did Amaro, and both those guys could play shortstop. I just can't get over when you, especially from a Strat-O-Matic point of view. Boyer at short and Tresh at third just makes no sense at all. And I'm not a Yankee fan. I mean, I don't hate the Yankees like some people, but I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a baseball fan. Oh, you were 11 in '66. And Colin was -4. I get it now. That -4 thing, that's what threw me off. I thought you meant, like he said, they were 8 games ahead. I thought maybe you meant in your replay they were 4 games behind. But I was way off. The 12-number die is not set up. Yeah, I can't speak to that, Jim. Anyway, here's the umpires today. Cal Drummond behind the plate. Hank Sowar at first. Bill Valentine at second. And our old friend Nestor Shylock at third. And with that, let's play some ball. Be interesting to see how I feel after this game. Because the last couple times, anytime I've done anything, whether it be roll a game go try to do some grocery shopping. I end up feeling just completely wiped out that evening. Hopefully we're turning the corner here. It's about damn time. And play ball. Boughton ready to go to work. Ken Berry comes up and he brings his .311 average to the plate. 1 homer, 13 RBIs as Boughton into the windup. It's a 1-9 to Berry and he strikes him out. Called strike 3. Home plate umpire rings up Berry, and with 1 down, here's Tommy Agee. Agee, whose numbers have come up considerably after a slow start, now hitting .269, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. Boughton comes in there with a fastball, 210 righty. He lifts it the other way to right. Didn't quite get around on it, and that's going to be a routine play for Roger Maris. Yeah, I had just turned 8. No, that isn't right. I just turned 10. I can't even add up my own age. What does that say for me? Not much. There's Buford with 2 down. Buford, .249 average, 7 home runs, and a team leading 35 runs batted in. Switch hitter hitting lefty. Boughton breaks off a breaking pitch, 1-8, and it is line to second. Single to 2, and then it'll be speared by Richardson. A 1-2-3 inning for Boughton. After half an inning, it's Chicago 0, New York coming to bat against Juan Pizarro. Pizarro the Bizarro. We're not talking about the Bizarro Jerry. We're not even talking about the Fusilli Jerry. We're just being plain silly. Oh, so there's a computer flaw to Max then. Now, there's a shocker. Yeah, I did the beta test on that, and basically my final analysis was, I'll wait. Well, thank you, Ben. I'm glad that could translate over the air. Here's the Yankee lineup. Tom Tresh at third. Bobby Richardson at second. Mickey Mantle in the 3 spot in center field. Elston Howard in the cleanup spot, which if you look at the top of the page, that might not be such a great idea. Their hottest hitter, Joe Pepitone, hits 5th and plays first base. Roger Maris is in right against the lefty. Also not a good idea. Hector Lopez gets a start in left field. Clete Boyer at short, and Boughton the pitcher. And there's our professional felon, Dan Port. Tom Tresh hitting just .217, but he leads the club in homers with 14 and is second in runs batted in with 36. Impressive total out of the leadoff spot, especially on a team that's only scored 251 runs. Switch hitter hitting right-handed. Pizarro, wind up in the pitch, 6-8, smashes it down to third. Buford has it, and he throws him out. Bobby Richardson will be the hitter. Bobby at .276 leads the club in batting average. 5 home runs, 22 RBIs. Pizarro into the windup. 5'8" righty, misses inside, ball 4. Tried to buzz the inside corner with a fastball and missed. And let's check the battery now. Oh, it's a good one. Pizarro with a beautiful -5 hold. Romano a +1. But still with a -4 battery. Richardson no threat to run, and here comes Mickey Mantle. Also batting right-handed. Mantle comes in at .256, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Pizarro now from the stretch. fastball, 2-7. He lifts it to right field and playable. Floyd Robinson is there to put it away, and there's 2 down. And here's Elston Howard, who's just 3 for 23 in the last 10 days. No home runs and not a single RBI, and he's hitting cleanup. His overall numbers, 236, 5 homers, 20 RBIs. Pizarro with the pitch, 4-3 righty. Grounder to the pitcher X. He's a good fielder, 3-0. There's the play on a 2, and he can't make it. It's a single, and he gets into the outfield, and they're going to wave Richardson to third. It looked like Pizarro had a play on that, but when it got past him, it got past Adair. And Richardson, without hesitating, jetted into third. So now it's runners at the corners. And the one man on the team who is swinging a hot bat, Joe Pepitone, to the plate. 272, 12 home runs, and a team leading 41 RBIs. Lefty-lefty matchup for Pizarro. A glance at third, and here comes the delivery. It's a 2-7 comebacker right in the heart of his good call, and Pizarro has it, throws him out, and that's the inning. Yankees strand a pair, and we're scoreless after 1. And yes, I know it was a ground ball B, but I'm taking poetic license there and thinking with 2 out, he would make the play at first base. Whoa, a blizzard warning. I don't like the sound of that. It's actually a beautiful day in Spokane. Cool at 42, but sunny and clear. And we go to the second with the catcher, John Romano, leading it off for the White Sox, hitting 255, 6 homers, 28 RBIs. Boughton gets the sign. The pitch is a 4-3 righty. Grounder first base X. That's the Gold Glover Pepitone, a 1E8. 2 is right on an 8, error range, an 11 on an E8, and it's off of his glove. Oh my. A rare error by Pepitone to start off the inning. For Pepitone, surprisingly, his 5th error of the season. Romano, of course, slower than molasses, standing at first. And here's the right fielder, Floyd Robinson. Robinson hitting 260. 5 home runs, 34 RBIs, which is second to Buford on the club. Boughton out of the stretch now. 212 righty. He pops him up right side. Pepitone's got this one. No error this time. Easy catch, and there's 1 down. Here's Jerry Adair now. Adair, since coming over from the Orioles, 18 for 47 with the White Sox. That's a 383 average. Add that with the fact that he's solidified the infield defensively, and he has been a fantastic addition to this White Sox team. Boughton out of the stretch with a 3-5 right-handed. Liner to short, single to 3, speared by Boyer. One and a half foot, yikes. Looking at Ben's weather. The Yankees 91-45 in 1966. I don't know what to say about that. I want to say that's impossible. But of course it isn't. For more detail on that, you can look at my videos under tutorial and instructional or whatever, and find the one about dice probability, standard deviation, and Strat-O-Matic. Or we could just ask Ben, who seems to know as much or more about it than the guy who wrote the article. Two down for McCraw. Boughton. Fastball, 1-8 righty. Grounder to second. Routine for Richardson. And Boughton pitches around the error here in the second inning. Pizarro taking the mound. Rated just 5 for starter endurance, which kind of surprises me. Maris starting against the left-hander kind of surprises me. Cold to begin with. He's 4 for 33 in his last 10 days. And on the season, hitting 187. Pizarro with a 5-5. Lazy fly ball to center. AG glides over to it and makes the catch. Here's Hector Lopez now. Lopez hasn't played all that much. He is just, oh my God. Are you ready for this? He's been in 15 games. He is 1 for 25. Yet somehow has 4 RBIs. 3 walks, an 0.40 average. Man, this guy makes Cat Peterson look like a star. The pitch to Lopez on a 5-6. Routine grounder rolled to Elia. Plenty of time and throws him out. 2 down for Boyer, who comes in at 252, 6 homers, 25 RBIs. 5-6 righty. Rolls it over to short. That's Elia once again, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pizarro. One for 26 now for Lopez. Well, I have to say in my replay, the Yankees are not only bad, they've also been unlucky. A putrid combination, if there ever was one, right? Third inning, Lee Elia, the shortstop, will start it off. He's hitting 271 on the year, no homers. Boughton with the pitch. 5'11", right-handed. Fly to right field X, Maris on his horse. Good outfielder, 2E3. That is a 17, and he's there to make the catch. So a nice play in right by Maris. Here's the pitcher, Pizarro, a left-handed hitter. 3-6, grounder to short. Cleat Boyer, throws him out. 2 quick outs. All right, Ben's all in on the Yingling. Oh, that's right, we haven't seen Unmitigated. Does anyone else want to step up and name the beer batter? Two down for Barry. Pitches a 4-3 righty. Ground to first base X. That's Pepitone again. A 1E8 on an 8. Error range. An 8 on an E8. And he makes the play on that one. Flips it over to Boughton covering. Nice play by Pepitone. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Boughton. Oh, the cat got me. I didn't even notice that. I'm not sure when that happened. Oh, I know when it happened. It was this morning when he decided to start clawing at the furniture. I tried to intercede. Stick my hand in there like a dipshit. I know, the shipping is just terrible. I tell you what, Maris against the left-hander, I like the sound of that, Bill. we're going to go with Maris. Franklin, you came in a little late. Tresh would have been a good one too. Maris it is. And we're going to the bottom of the third. Boughton, a right-handed hitter, will start it off. Pizarro on a 5-6 righty. Grounder to short. Elia has it. That's 3 straight 6-3s fielded by Lee Elia there. And here's Tresh, the leadoff man. Batting righty, Pizarro, fastball, 6-4 righty. Shortstop X, Elia into the hole, a 3E40. Here it is on a 1. He can't get that. That's into left field for a single. That would have been a tough chance for anybody. And Tresh is aboard with 1 down. With a -4 battery, no threat to run. And here's Bobby Richardson with 1 down. Pizarro gets the sign, now out of the stretch. Breaking ball, 2-6. Hammered down to third. Buford has it to Adair for 1. On to first, 5-4-3 double play. And there we are, 3 scoreless in the books. Not all that surprising. You've got 2 good pitchers and 2 teams that don't score. In fact, I mentioned the Yankees only scored 251 runs. The White Sox have only scored 248. That's the spirit, Bill. I think really we should all be willing to tip our glass when anybody strikes out. Or puts the ball into play, for that matter. Let's be democratic about it. Scoreless duel as we go to the 4th. Tommy Agee will start things off. Boughton into the windup. The fastball, 2-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second K for Boughton. And that'll bring up Buford. Standing in from the left side, Boughton delivers a 5-6. Base it into right field, triple on a 1, and Buford will hold with the single. Speed on the bases now. Let's check that Yankee battery. We find Boughton with a -2 hold. Howard is 0, so 15 held on at 13 for Buford. The Go-Go Sox like to run at 13, and he's going to roll for it. 2 through 6 or 9. 10, he just misses it. Next pitch to Romano. 6-8 righty. Hard smash to third. That's going to be... Why did I write Buford as the third baseman for the Yankees and the White Sox? Just to Tresh. Goes to Richardson for 1 to first, not in time. Force play. And here's Floyd Robinson. Robinson 0 for 1. Boughton studies the signs, checks the runner, comes in with a 1-8 righty. Routine grounder, wide to first. Pepitone gloves it. He's going to go throw it in front of him to Richardson and get the force. That ends the inning. Play was in front of him, so he made the easy toss there to Richardson, since the play was carrying him in that direction anyway. See how I weaseled my way out of that one, or wiggled my way out of that one? Double shots for double plays. Nothing for me lately, obviously. Hopefully I'll be up to snuff soon enough. So we go to the bottom of the 4th in a scoreless contest. Mickey Mantle, heart of the order, Mantle, Howard, Pepitone. Pizarro gets the sign. 4-11 right-handed, and he walks him. A leadoff walk to Mantle. And here's Elston Howard. Bull chili for Franklin Long. Homemade or store-bought? Howard singled his first time up. Pizarro out of the stretch. 6-9 right-handed, and that's ripped into the left center gap. Double to 13. That's going to be a double. Stopping at third is Mantle. Oh boy, a younger Mantle might have scored on that. As it is, though, the Yankees with 2 men in scoring position and nobody out. Now we're going to see how the White Sox are going to play it with Pepitone up. They're going to pull the infield in a scoreless game. That's what I do, Franklin. If I'm having canned chili, I amp up the heat a bit. Well, Ben, your health is the most important thing, I would say. So, point well made there. Infield in for Pepitone. Pizarro glance at third. Fastball, 3-6 lefty. Fly to center field, B question mark. Agee makes the catch. Mantle can tag, 12-14. Agee with a -3 gun makes that 11. And since that's the first out of the inning, they're going to hold him up. No sense making the second out at the plate. Hello, Richard Watts. This is the usual time, Richard. But I think what's throwing you is that we leapt ahead an hour at the beginning of the month. And your time probably doesn't change in Kiel, Germany. We sprung ahead. You lived on the West Coast, Richard. You remember those days. I hate it, of course, like most people do, but nice to see that Downing's having the big year. That's a good card. Peterson's having a pretty good year in my set. Stottlemyre has pitched decently, but he can't win. He's 4-10 with a 4.01. One down, infield it remains in for the beer batter, Roger Maris. Fastball, 3-7. With the infield in, that 3-7 A++ turns into a 2-run single. So, the White Sox burned by the infield in, and the Yankees take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. Maris against the left-hander. I'm just sitting here shaking my head right now. Here's Lopez now, 1 for 26 on the year. Pizarro out of the stretch. 2-4, fly ball to right, routine for Floyd Robinson, who puts it away. And here's Clete Boyer. Boyer grounded to short his first time up. Pizarro. 1-4 left-handed, another ground ball to short. This time, Elia feeds Adair for the fourth. And that'll do it. But 2 big runs for the Yankees on 2 hits, and they leave 1. And after 4 complete, it's 2-0 at New York. Trying to break a 4-game skid here. They feel like they got the right guy on the mound to do it. Yeah, Richard, I thought about that the other day when you came in and said, wow, this game went by fast. And I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking, this is about how long these games take on average. Average game for me is usually about 70 to 90 minutes. Some run a little longer. Oh yeah, man, I'm telling you what. That's why I don't fall back. I did this year, but only because I was in California. Adair leads off the fifth. Boughton into the windup. 2-6 righty. Base hit into right field. He goes the other way with it. A little inside-out job by Jerry Adair there. Not held at 11. And here's Tommy McCraw. Let me get a drink of water. I kind of like the old George Carlin saying, imagine how stupid the average person is. And now think about this. Half of them are stupider than that. Runner on first, nobody out. McCraw. Good bunting situation, but they trail by 2 with Elia and the pitcher to follow. He's going to swing away. From the stretch, it's a 2-9 righty. He struck him out. Third K for Boughton. Here's Elia now. Boughton comes in with a fastball. 1-7. Liner to third. Single to 18. That's going to be an infield single for Elia. Stopping at second is Adair. So knocked down at third by Tresh, but no play. And here's Pizarro now with 1 down. Left-handed hitter. He's going to swing away. 4-9 lefty. Base hit into right field. Open single. Adair 12. Maris with a -2 gun. 1-10. They're going to hold everybody up. It's station to station ball for the White Sox, which you don't see that very often. But the White Sox have loaded them up with 1 away. Ken Berry at the plate. Howard out to the mound. Here comes the pitching coach. And they're talking about infield positioning, it appears. And with Berry at the plate leading by 2, they're going to play it at double play depth. Boughton studying the signs. Full windup now. The pitch to Ken Berry on a 3-8 righty. Grounder to third base B. I think even with the infield back, that might be a force at the plate. It should be, shouldn't it? It doesn't say that here. No, because they tried for the double play. Loaded back. Batter safe, runner on the first out going to second. So on a grounder to third, Tresh went to Richardson for 1, but the throw to first was late as Berry beats it out, and the run will score. So Pizarro is forced. Adair crosses the plate, give Berry an RBI. And it's a 2-1 game. Now with 2 away. And Tommy Agee, the hitter. Boughton. First of all, let's check Berry. Star 15 with a -2 battery. Not held at 13. They're not going to hold it. Yankees are saying if you want to try to get thrown out at 65% with Agee at the plate, we'll let you have the lead. Agee will swing away at 0 for 2 on the day. Big spot for Tommy Agee here in the middle of the game. Here comes the pitch from Boughton. It's a 3-4 righty. He lifts it to straightaway left. Lopez settling under it. And Boughton gets out of that one cheaply enough. The White Sox settle for 1 run on 3 hits and leave 2. It is a common English mistake, yes. Well, for that matter, stupider. That's not correct. I don't know if Carlin did that on purpose or not. Half the people are stupider than that. It should be half of the people are more stupid than that, of course. I don't think there's even such a word as stupider. Although I've certainly said it enough times. So what does that say for me? Hey, I never claimed to be an Einstein. That would be my bet, Ernest, honestly. And Ben points out that stupider is indeed a valid word. So it only sounds invalid. It does sound funny. Boughton will bat to lead off the 5th in a very good game here, despite my goofing around. This is also the first endurance inning for Juan Pizarro already. 4-8, base hit for Boughton. How about that? Boughton with a leadoff single. And that's going to get him stirring in the White Sox pen. Tough lineup to relieve against. You've got switch right, left coming up. Ooh, buddy. Middle innings. Bruce Howard's going to be throwing down there. Starter reliever. Tom Tresh, the batter. Yeah, look that up in your Funkin' Wagnalls. Rowan and Martin's laughing. Cromulent. There you go. That's why you're a professional. It's a good Scrabble word, Franklin. Not quite as good as clone. Which, laugh-in joke there. I mean, not laugh-in, a Seinfeld joke there. Tresh hitting right-handed is 1 for 2. Pizarro out of the stretch. 2-7 struck him out. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Pizarro. That's very unlike Pizarro, isn't it? No, I guess he wasn't a strikeout pitcher. I don't know why I think of him as a strikeout pitcher. There you go, Dad. To clone something. Richardson at the plate. Pizarro out of the stretch. That's a 5-8. And he loses in ball 4. And now one more hitter walk is going to fatigue Pizarro. So Pizarro on the ropes here in the 5th. Yankees lead at 2-1. Runners at first and second, 1 down. And who's coming up? It's the Mickey Mantle. Pizarro into the windup now. Pitch to Mantle on a 1-3. High fly ball to deep left. Backing up is Barry on the track. Pulls it in. Oh my, that was scary. If you're Pizarro anyway. And here's Howard. Howard, who came into this game ice cold, is 2 for 2 today. Pizarro, 2-8 left-handed, 2-star single into right field. They're waving Boughton in, and he will score. RBI for Howard all the way to third goes Bobby Richardson, and it's 3-1 Yankees. And here comes Eddie Stanky, and that's it for Pizarro. Pizarro knocked out in the 5th. Now you've got 2 lefties coming up. The White Sox do not have a left-hander in the pen. So they're going to stick with the guy who was warm, and that's Bruce Howard. So it's 4 2/3 for Pizarro. He almost got out of it, but he couldn't get Howard, who has 3 hits today. One, two, three, four, 6 hits allowed. He walked 3, and he only struck out 1. Safe to say Pizarro just didn't have it today. Howard on the year, 3-2, 2.18. Splitting time between starting and relief. He's still having a nice season. 45 1/3 innings of work. Excellent, Ben. So it's 3-1. Pepitone at the plate. Runners at the corners, 2 away. Howard ready to go to work. Comes right in there with a 3-5. Base hit. Another RBI. That's going to drive in Richardson. Stopping at second will be the slow as a snail Elston Howard. But that makes it 4-1 New York. And here's Maris, now the beer batter. Maris gave the Yankees the lead with a 2-run single in the 4th. Here's the pitch. 5-4 lefty high pop fly to shallow center. AG jogging in, waiting on it, and makes the grab. 2 more for New York. On 3 hits, they leave a pair. After 5 innings complete, it's 4-1 Yankees. Whoops, nope, there's only 2 down. Hang on, thank you, Ben. I don't know how I moved that over. Okay, there was 2 down for Lopez. Jumping the gun here. 4-3, first base X, that's Tommy McCraw, 2E16 to his right. Here's the play on an 11, E-range. It's a 4 on a 16. You can see where this is headed, and he muffs it. That error will load the bases. And it'll give it will give Cleet Boyer single K out. Oh, wait, never mind. It was right. There were 3 outs. Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy McCraw is cool with that. Take his error off the board. Need some steroids. Why is this thing sliding around? This is part of the problem here. That's why this thing looks cattywampus. My, whatever you call it, desk pad, I guess that's what it's called. So we can close the book on Pizarro now. And we go to the 6th inning. An old favorite of mine, Catawampus, yeah. I think that was one of my dad's words, actually. He had some good ones. One of his go-tos was Hell's Bells, which I use all the time. Heart of the order for the White Sox as they trail by 3 going into the 6th inning. First endurance inning for Boughton. Buford 1 for 2. Here's the pitch now. That's going to be a 5-7 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Buford. Strikeout number 4 for Jim Boughton. Here's Romano. Boughton comes in with a fastball, 3-6, high fly ball to deep left. Lopez back at the track at the wall. It's off the wall. Romano, slow out of the box, thinking it was gone, sheepishly holds up at second with a double. Well, he's a slow runner. He may not have made it to third anyway. Oh, hell, my dad was way ahead of the AC/DC, believe me. I think a lot of these things came out of the Depression era, if I had to guess. My dad was a Depression era kid. A gollywomper, here's one. Scoring position is Romano, 1 away. Here's Floyd Robinson. Boughton gets the sign. 6-3. That's going to be a base hit the other way into left. Romano rounding, but he will hold. Jerry Adair representing the tying run at the plate, and one more hitter walk will fatigue Boughton, so now we've got action in the Yankees' pen. A lot of righties coming up. And right-hander Hal Reniff throwing. I want to check on Womac's usage. I know I'd been sitting him for a while. He's fine. Womack will join Reniff. We'll have 2 right-handers throwing in the Yankee pen. Now let's see how they're going to play this with Jerry Adair at the plate. He is an A bunter. But the White Sox trail by 3, and you've got a very slow runner at third base. Adair swinging away, infield at double play depth. 5-8 righty, fly to right field. That's going to be deep enough. Maris makes the catch. Romano tags and scurries home. And it's a 4-2 game. Two down, runner at first. Tom McCraw, the hitter. Boughton's pitch is a 1-6 righty. Grounder down to first. Pepitone has it. He'll take it himself. And that'll do it. So Boughton escapes the inning, giving up just 1 on 2 hits. Whoops, not none. And it's a 4-2 game. Where are you again, Jim? That sounds like when the rare times it snows over in Seattle. Oh my God, the whole city shuts down. Bottom of the 6th inning, Hector Lopez will lead it off. Bruce Howard pitching. .612 right-handed, grounded to the pitcher X. He's a 3E30. There's the play on a 20, and he's got it and throws him out. Nice play, Bruce Howard. That'll bring up Boyer, who's 0 for 2, grounded to short both times. The windup and the pitch from Howard on a 3-10, rolls it to short. Lee Elias scoops it up and throws him out. And Boughton's going to bat. 6-5 shortstop X. Elia again. 3E40 into the hole. Here's the play on a 15. He there plants, takes his time with Boughton running, and throws him out to end the inning. And we go to the 7th. Mookie up in the cheap seats. The Yankees, of course, would like to go as deep as they can with Boughton. Their bullpen, to say it has not been good would be an understatement. Hamilton's been good, and that's it. The rest of it's been a gas can. Although you expect a little bit more from Dooley Womack. Frankly, I expected a little bit more from a varsity senior athlete. Elia, a pinch hitter, and Barry. Boughton towing the rubber into the windup now. 6-7 righty at second base X. That's the Gold Glover Bobby Richardson, a 117. Ranges behind the bag on a 4. Diving stop to his feet. Fires to first in time. Oh my God, that's the play of the game. What a play by Bobby Richardson. That's going to be a web gem. Holy cow. Chicago will send up a hitter for Howard, who worked 1 1/3. Let's see what they've got. They got Causey, who hit in this game in real life. They've got Freeze as possible. Burgess is always a good one, but not necessarily when you're trailing by 2. It's going to be Causey. Wayne Causey will be the hitter. I spelled it wrong, but I know who he is. Causey on the year, 229 average. Was the starting second baseman, more or less, before Adair came over. Boughton facing Causey. Here's the windup on the pitch on a 3-5. Outside, ball 4. One more hitter walk will fatigue Boughton. So Reniff sits down. Lefty Hamilton joins Womack in the pen. And the batter is Ken Berry. Boughton working out of the stretch now. 3-6 right-handed. Comebacker. Boughton has it, whirls and fires to second for 1, to first not in time. That forces Causey to first. Berry. Not held at 13. They're not going to hold him. Too risky to go at 65%, trailing by 2. They're going to let A.G. swing away. A.G., of course, with 7 home runs on the season, which, by the way, is tied with Buford for the team lead. This team does not hit a lot of home runs. Boughton checks the runner. The pitch to A.G. on a 3-9 struck him out. Nice pitching there by Boughton to complete 7 and reset his endurance. When we come back, we're going to need a new pitcher for Chicago. Switch right, switch right. Well, that looks like a good spot for either Higgins or LeMahieu, so let's check the usage. See who needs the work. Higgins needs the work more than LeMahieu, so it will be Higgins. Dennis Higgins, when we come back, closing the book on Howard. He was effective for 1 1/3. Now we'll take a look at the star of our show. I'm not sure, Dan. For some reason, you're thinking of Quebec the year before, but maybe not. Or maybe Richardson didn't want to play anymore without Quebec. Didn't Quebec retire due to health reasons? Because he was a young man. Well, no, then he went into broadcasting, so his health must have been okay. Hi, Mookie. Mookie looking fairly cromulent up there. Hey, Mookie, what are you looking at? Oh, wait, it's Draco, the corgi. Don't drag your belly in the snow there, Draco. It's going to be a tough task, I know. Mookie's checking him out. Okay, well, if Draco is out, then Coda and Aries can't be far behind. Okay, Quebec hit in the face. And then another, Captain Carl says he retired to spend more time with family. Oh no, that was Richardson after 66. Quebec left after 65, thus creating the void. There's Aries. Oh, you didn't see her. Aries is not as bold as Coda. What do you think? Too much action for you, huh? Well, get down there and take a look at it. Go ahead. There you go. It's a leap. Yeah. Maybe if you meow loud enough, she'll come back. Or perhaps not. Okay. Good thing I should have zoomed out for the stunt. Other than that, though, it was pretty good. Okay, I'm going to use the restroom. We'll be right back. Or do I have two shirts that are the same? Yeah, don't mind me, I'm talking to myself. Quebec did have injuries. Thank you, Mike. So I have that part right. Also, I never knew if it was Quebec or Quebec. I think it was Quebec, actually. Okay, Higgins coming on here in the bottom of the seventh. Yankees leading at 4-2. Higgins on the year is no record, 14 appearances and a 3.13, just 23 innings of work. So he definitely needs some work. Facing the top of the Yankees lineup. Trash 1 for 3. Well, you can see the ripple effect that Quebec's retirement had. That's why you have Boyer at short and Trash at third. I still say I would have played Amaro or that kid. Left them in their proper positions. I know, let it go, Steve. It's 60 years ago. Higgins into the windup. 4-6 left-handed. Base hit to 16, ground ball A to first, and it's fielded by McCraw, who fires to Higgins covering. What a play. Same here, Ernest. Yeah, I remember him as an announcer. Never saw him play. Or if I did, I was too young to remember. Richardson 0 for 1 has walked twice. That's saying something because Richardson disdained the walk about as much as anybody. The pitch from Higgins is a 5-3 righty. Grounder pitcher X, that's a 1E0. I think he might make that play. Diving stop. Oh my goodness, what a play by Higgins. It's a web jam. So the White Sox flashing the leather here in the bottom of the 7th, and with 2 down, here's Mantle. Here we go on a 5-7. Base hit into right, triple to 4. Mantle will hold with a 2 out single. I think chances are good for a game tomorrow, Ben. I'm a little more tired than when I started, but definitely a lot better than the last time I rolled. And 3 for 3, Elston Howard steps to the plate with a runner at first and 2 down. Safe to say Howard's broken out of his slump, and here comes the pitch from Higgins on a 6-7. Second base X, that's Jerry Adair. 218 to his left. Here it is on an 8, error range. It's an 8 on an 18, and he's got it. Flips to first. Nice play, Jerry Adair. Some excellent defense by the White Sox that inning to help out Dennis Higgins. And through 7 complete, it's 4-2 Yankees. Now let's get things are looking serious for Jim Bouton. Dodged a couple of endurance scares, and now he's got complete game on his mind. Heart of the order for the White Sox as we go to the 8th. Buford, 1 for 3. Now Mookie's back in the top of the tower again. Bouton gets the sign. The pitch is a 3-9 right-handed, ripped into right center, double to 6. That is going to be a single for Buford. Took a big turn at first and thought about it, but trailing by 2, he holds up. 15 held on at 13. And the batter is Romano. Bouton out of the stretch. 2-2 righty, and he loses in ball 4. Now, same old song and dance. One more hitter walk will fatigue Bouton. And with Robinson at the plate, Houck is not going to wait around for that to happen. Here he comes. He's got the left-hander Hamilton warm, and that's who he's going to. Hamilton, who started the season in long relief, has taken over the stopper role. He has 4 of the team's 9 saves, 3-1 record, and a team leading stingy 1.65 ERA. So they went as far as they could go with Bouton, who gave up 7 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if the White Sox have a counter for that. I don't think they do. They really don't. The only other outfielder on the team is third baseman Pete Ward. Well, they were kind of the only ones when I was a youngster, Jim, weren't they? I mean, who else was there? Adair, McCraw, Elia, C. Bunner. Robinson squares to lay it down. It's an 8C. Bunts it to first base, and that will advance both runners. So a surprise bunt there. And the tying runs are in scoring position with one away. Yankees will keep the infield back. Nah, maybe they should be in. Shit, I can't make up my mind. I'm going to roll for it. It's in. Infield in for Adair. Which makes sense. He's an A bunter. Hamilton. 2-6. That's a 2-star single, and this ball game is tied. Jerry Adair does it again. He's driven in 3 of their runs today. Jerry Adair. And for the Yankee fans, they've got to be thinking, oh my God, here we go again. McCraw, the batter, out of the stretch comes the pitch from Hamilton on a 1-2. Grounder to second. Richardson flips to Boyer for 1. On to first, 4-6-3 double play, but the damage is done as 2 runs cross the plate for the White Sox. And we're all knotted up at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. I'm checking for see if I have any computer-only cards for these teams out. I don't. I tell you, the White Sox could really use a left-hander in their pen. They'll stick with Higgins. He twirled a scoreless 7th. They did, man. That's very true. That was later. That was a good pair. Of course, I mean, I think Scully is God, so there's that. I'm not biased or anything. Pepitone will lead it off. Higgins gets the sign. That's going to be a 5-8 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Pepitone, and here's Roger Maris, the beer batter. 1 for 3 with a 2-run single today. Higgins into the windup. For 10, high pop fly shallow right. Here comes Robinson. Waiting on it now and puts it away. Hector Lopez started against a lefty. They're going to hit for him with Roy White, who will take over in left. No reason to have Lopez batting against a righty late in the game. That's supposed to be red. They're going to say White's a bad fielder, but actually, he's better than Lopez. Batting left-handed. Higgins gets the sign on a 1-4, he walks him. And now the Yankees have speed at first base with 2 away. -2 + 1, that is a -1. That's 14 held on at 12. And here's Cletus Boyer. Grounder to short all 3 times. Higgins out of the stretch. 2-6, high fly ball to left. Berry backing up at the track, makes the catch on the track. You really think so, don't you? God, I don't think it's even close. And here we are. You know something? Ever since I've been sick, each and every freaking ball game has at least had the threat, if not gone, extra innings. And here we are, knotted at 4 after 8. I want to thank all you guys for joining me. I think Gowdy was very professional, but I also think he was kind of a monotone. Just one man's opinion, of course. Hamilton. Well, he's the best they've got. He's going back out there. Elia, a pinch hitter, and Berry do. Elia's 1 for 3 today. Hamilton into the windup. 5-5 righty, and he walks the leadoff man. Not a good idea. Elia not fleet of foot. And the White Sox will go to the bench. And they have some guys to hit lefties. They're going to send up Moose Skowron. Skowron pinch hitting for Higgins, who worked 2 scoreless frames. I liked Ernie Harwell. I don't know if I ever heard Harry Callis. The name doesn't ring a bell, although somehow I feel like it should. So we've got Elia at first. Decent runner, but no threat to steal. Skowron at the plate. On the year, by the way, Skowron 256, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. Hamilton. Rated 4 for relief. Isn't that right? God, now I'm confused. The 2 is the closer rating, isn't it? Well, Eagley is a 13 runner, which isn't bad, and his run not the important one. The other thing is, who do you put at shortstop? taking his lead. Here's the pitch from the stretch. 6-10 righty, high pop fly, shallow left. On comes Roy White to make the play, and that's a big out there for Hamilton. Runner back to first. He's the first. He could stay in the game at first base. Not likely. Really, you know what? That really should have been a bunt situation. So my apologies. I know you guys know I'm a little off my game lately, but yeah, that was definitely a manager foobar there. Runner at first, one away. The pitch from the stretch to Ken Berry. That is a 1-5. Grounder wide is second. Richardson has it. Only play is to first. And on the play, Elia to second. So Elia in scoring position for Agee, with Don Buford to follow. Hamilton gets the sign. Agee 0 for 4 today. Fastball, 110. High fly ball, deep left field. Back to the wall is White, and it is gone. Tommy Agee has left the yard. So Agee takes the manager off the hook there with his 8th home run of the season. You'd think so, Mike, but you know what they got? They've got Hanson, a 348. That's who it would be. Yep, Ely is their best defensive shortstop. Hanson was the starting shortstop, the first fourth of the season anyway. So Agee 0 for 4 comes through in a big way here in the 9th, and it's 6-4 White Sox. Here's Buford now. Hamilton getting a new ball. 5-6 righty. Fly ball the other way to right. Under it is Maris, but the damage is done. 2 runs, 1 hit. Nobody left. Now we will check the White Sox defensively. They've got about their best defense out there, believe it or not. And with the lead now, they're going to go to the stopper. Hoyt Wilhelm's coming on to try to notch the save. The knuckleballer, Hoyt Wilhelm. Wilhelm has had a marvelous season. 4-1, team leading 7 saves, microscopic 1.16 ERA. Are you having weather, Barbara? The Yankees will start off with a pinch hitter for Hamilton. And let's see what they've got. Horace Clark would seem to be the logical choice here. They need base runners now. Trailing by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Clark has done a fine job, mostly off the bench. 12 for 33, a 364 average, and he has 2 home runs. Switch hitter. And I was looking at the Yankee shortstop situation. In the second half of the season, Clark's going to play quite a bit of shortstop. I'll second that on Joe Buck. I'll tell you what, Joe Buck is lucky I can't step through the television and punch him in the frickin' nose. Is that tactless enough for you? 6-4 White Sox. Here's Horace Clarke to lead it off. Knuckleball, 5-5 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Clarke, and the batter will be Trash. Here it comes, flutters up there on a 6-10 lefty. Shortstop X, that's Elia into the hole, a 3E40. That's going to be on a 20. Nice stop, long throw, just in time to nip Trash. Nice play, Elia. And the Yankees are down to their last out. So through 6 innings, it looked like the Yankees would snap their 4-game losing streak. Now it's Wilhelm against Richardson. 5-6 righty. He lofts a playable ball to left field. Ken Berry has it, and that's the game. 6-4 White Sox. Totals in a moment. And Jack was great. It's kind of like, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to get myself in trouble. So Hamilton ends up taking the loss. So the normally steady Hamilton takes the loss. He's 3-2. Let's see, Boughton gave up 4 of the runs, although 2 of them Hamilton let in. 2 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1. Did not strike out anyone. A good game by Boughton, but it was for naught. Hello, Larry. Good to see you. Got to be Agee, doesn't it? That was certainly the most exciting play of the game. Wilhelm with an inning notches his save. That's going to be, what did I say? That's number 8 for Hoyt. He had a 1, 2, 3, 9th with a strikeout. So who's the winner then? Higgins becomes the winner, doesn't he? Dennis Higgins picks up the win. That's his first decision of the year. How about that? Totals, the White Sox get 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Yankees 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. Tommy Agee, the player of the game. And you know what? I feel pretty good. I'm going to remain optimistic and say that I'll probably feel even better tomorrow. And in that case, we're going to wrap up June the 24th with Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. And what a matchup it is. Each team sends their ace to the mound. Bob Veal for the Pirates, Jim Bunning for the Phillies. 1:30. It was going to, I'll tell you. Again, it's just a freaking opinion. I say if Ben Stiller's father hadn't been in show business, there's no way that no-talent ass clown would have ever got work. There, I said it. I know a lot of people like him, but whatever. And there it is from Yankee Stadium as the Yankees find a way to lose their 5th consecutive ball game. I guess what else is new? And for me, it's lunchtime. So please join me tomorrow for Pirates at Phillies. And until then, enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.